welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're tackling one of the most frustrating, just universally recognizable experiences in human life. Getting stuck. And I don't mean stuck in traffic. I mean stuck in a loop.
Right. It's that feeling where you pour all this energy into changing something, trying to move forward, but you just keep landing right back in the same spot.
The exact same spot.
Whether it's emotional, relational, professional, it's like running on a treadmill. You're moving, but you're not going anywhere.
Exactly. You look back at the last year and you realize, wait a minute, I've dated the same kind of emotionally unavailable person 3 times in a row.
Or you bought all the gear for a new health kick.
Oh, yeah.
You were so committed for, 4 days, and now the yoga mat is just sitting in the corner collecting dust.
I feel seen. Or maybe you're like me and you still find yourself procrastinating on big projects until that final panicked hour. Even after swearing this time would be different.
And when that happens, the default reaction is always self-blame. We immediately think, I lack willpower, or I'm just lazy.
Or bad luck. I just have bad luck.
Right, I'm just fundamentally weak. We see it as a character flaw.
Which makes the problem feel, completely insurmountable.
But the sources we looked into, they offer a completely different framework. They show that the cause is not a lack of discipline. It's not a character flaw at all.
Okay.
The reason you keep getting pulled back into the same behavior is because you have this deeply entrenched automatic operating system running in the background, a kind of human frequency code.
Okay, let's unpack this. I love the computer analogy because it just makes so much sense. So our visible behaviors, the procrastination, the people-pleasing, the stress eating, those are the apps running on the screen.
Precisely. And every single app is governed by hidden code. It's a rigid, automated command set that you, probably without even realizing it, wrote years ago.
The command that says something like, if I see a new social situation, trigger anxiety and back away.
Or, if I feel intense pressure at work, trigger a reward by opening my phone and scrolling. It's automatic.
So our deep dive today is essentially a systems check. We need to expose this hidden code, understand how it's built, and then most importantly, give you an actionable way to rewrite it.
Exactly. So your life is no longer running on this default autopilot that's actively working against your goals.
So where do we start?
We have to start with the blueprint. If you want any change that lasts, you can't just try to stop the bad app. You have to find the code that launches it in the first place.
The 5-part code.
The 5-part code that dictates all of this repetitive behavior.
Let's use that procrastination example to walk through it because I think pretty much everyone can relate to that one.
Okay, so part 1 is the trigger. This is the spark, the thing that kicks off the whole sequence.
For procrastination, that's usually a big task landing on your desk, right?
Yeah.
Or just the feeling of high expectations.
Yes. The moment that email lands that says, we need this by Friday and it needs to be perfect, that pressure is the trigger.
And that immediately activates part 2.
Part 2, the pattern. This is the automatic, immediate response. It happens faster than you can even think about it.
So grabbing the phone.
Grabbing the phone, standing up to clean a desk that's already clean, making a coffee you don't really want. It's the instant pivot away from the difficulty.
We all know our patterns. But here's the part that gets really interesting. Because if this pattern causes so much pain and stress later on, why does my brain keep running the program?
And that brings us to part 3, which is the most crucial piece of the puzzle. The payoff, the hidden reward. The loop gets reinforced because your primitive brain gets an immediate win. When you escape that hard task, your reward system registers temporary comfort.
Wait, so the brain isn't rewarding the bad habit, it's rewarding the escape from the stress of the task.
Exactly, it's rewarding the relief. Even 5 minutes of scrolling gives the brain this little hit that says, phew, safe now, no pressure. Good job avoiding that danger.
That momentary relief is the glue holding the whole system together. So the code reads, stress detected.
Execute escape pattern.
Experience relief.
And the code is reinforced, locked in tighter.
And then, of course, comes the inevitable consequence. Part 4, the cost.
The price tag. The rushed, subpar work. The anxiety that just builds and builds. And this is a big one. A huge drop in your self-confidence.
Because you know you're not operating at your best.
Right. And all of that rests on the deepest layer, the root of the whole system. Part 5, the identity line.
The identity line. This is the core self-talk that justifies the entire loop, isn't it?
It's the fundamental belief you hold about yourself. It's what's actually guiding the behavior.
But how do you even find that? It's not like a conscious thought like, My identity is procrastinator.
It's deeper. It sounds more like I'm not the kind of person who's good at sustained effort, or I have to wait until I feel inspired or ready to start.
Or even, my work won't matter anyway, so why bother starting early?
Exactly. And here's the thing. We always act in alignment with our deepest identity. So if you believe at your core you're someone who waits, your operating system will make sure that happens.
Wow. So trying to just stop the pattern, to not grab the phone, is pointless as long as that identity line is active.
It's like trying to change what's on the screen when the OS itself is broken. You have to rewrite the self-belief first.
That completely reframes where we need to put our energy. Okay, so now that we have the 5-part code structure, let's talk about where these bugs usually show up. You've broken this down into 4 bug zones.
Right. And as we go through these, we really want you, the listener, to try and identify which one is eating up most of your time and energy right now.
So what's the first one?
Let's start with Zone A, habit codes. This is all about your daily life, your discipline, energy, your routines.
And the warning signs here are things we think are normal, right?
Right.
Like checking your phone before your feet even hit the floor in the morning.
Or chronic fatigue, or being great at starting new projects, but just never finishing them.
That's a big one.
The old code loop here is what you could call rush fatigue, stop guilt. You go too hard, you crash, you feel guilty, and then you start the rush all over again.
So the underlying command is, I have to get this done now. How do you rewrite that pressure?
The new code is twofold. First, you replace must finish now with a little every day, the micro habit.
Make it ridiculously small.
So small you can't fail. And second, and this is huge for anxiety, you replace think first, then act with move first, then think.
Wait, move first. How does that break the anxiety cycle?
Well, anxiety paralyzes you by flooding your mind with all the things that could go wrong while you're standing still.
Okay.
By forcing even a tiny physical movement, opening the laptop, putting on your shoes, you divert the brain's resources from worrying to doing. Clarity comes from movement. The fog only lifts after you start walking.
That makes so much sense. Okay, let's move to the next one. Zone B, love codes. I think this is where a lot of people feel stuck in very painful, repetitive cycles.
Absolutely. This zone is governed by our earliest codes about our own worth and safety. The warning signs are pretty obvious.
Like repeatedly attracting people who won't commit.
Or always feeling like you have to overgive to earn love. Or, on the flip side, pushing away good partners because it feels too easy or boring.
So the old code here is basically our attachment fears playing out on a loop.
Totally. A really common one is fear of abandonment means I must agree to everything. Or, if they're being unclear, I have to try harder to prove my worth.
Oof. That's a brutal one, but so true. It teaches the other person that being ambiguous gets them more effort from you.
It does. So if you're running on a code that says, devalue myself to get approval, what's the rewrite?
What is it?
2 non-negotiables. First, a new baseline. Respect is the baseline. If it's not there consistently, the relationship is irrelevant, period.
It's a minimum requirement for entry.
Exactly. And second is the stop-loss code.
Like in finance.
Just like in finance, if commitment is unclear, you immediately stop increasing your investment of time, emotion, and energy. You cut your losses.
That is so hard, though, because it goes against that ingrained instinct to try harder when someone pulls away.
It does. But increasing your investment when the other person is ambiguous is the very definition of devaluing yourself. The stop-loss code forces you to hold your own value steady.
Okay, that's powerful. Let's move to Zone C work codes. This one is for all the perfectionists out there.
The warning signs are endless revisions, being paralyzed by the fear of making a mistake, or just having a dozen projects that are all 90% done.
The old code is basically, my value as a person equals my output. If my work fails, I fail.
Yes, the risk feels existential, so the system freezes. The new code strategy here is a huge mental shift, from wait until I'm ready to publish first, adjust later.
So version 1.0 is better than version none.
Version 1.0 is always better than version none. You have to intentionally accept that it will be messy and imperfect.
So you're changing the definition of success. It's not flawless execution. It's getting it out the door.
Precisely. The mantra becomes, done is better than perfect. You train your brain to get its confidence from action, from completion, not from endless thinking. Send the rough draft. Launch the basic website.
Fix the mistakes in version 2.0, which can't exist if you never ship 1.0.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, final one. Zone D, life path codes.
This is about big decisions. The key sign is chronic indecision. You've been stuck on the same question, should I move, should I leave this job, for months, maybe years.
And you're always asking other people what you should do.
Seeking external validation, exactly, or staying in a situation you know is wrong. The old code is fear of choosing wrong means I choose nothing, but you forget that not choosing is a choice. It's a choice to stay stuck.
The identity line here seems to be about letting others have authority over your life.
It is, so the new code has to be a new identity. I choose based on truth, not fear. You become the CEO of your own life. And again, you have to embrace the code that clarity comes from movement. You can't see the whole path from the starting line. You have to take one step.
Okay, so we've debugged the structure, we've diagnosed the zones. Now for the big question, how do we actually start the rewrite without, crashing the whole system?
And that is the key. The rule is paramount. You only tackle one small code at a time. Trying to fix your habits, your love life, and your career all at once is a recipe for failure.
So we use the 14-day override protocol you've laid out.
Exactly. A structured 14-day protocol to install just one new behavior.
Walk us through phase 1.
Phase 1 is check and design. That's days 1 to 4. This is pure diagnostics. First, you pick one problem. Let's use that phone habit in the morning.
Okay.
You write out its full 5-part code. Get really honest about that hidden payoff. What comfort does that morning scroll give you? Is it avoiding the day? A quick hit of novelty?
You have to see the mechanism clearly before you can mess with it.
Yes. Then, days 3 and 4, you design the new code. 3 parts. First, a new identity statement. It has to be definitive, like, I am a person who controls my morning.
Not, I will try to be.
No, I am. Second, a new behavior that is, and this is critical, ridiculously small.
So for the phone habit, ridiculously small would be what? Not do a 1-hour workout?
No. It would be, when my alarm goes off, I will place my phone outside the bedroom door, or even smaller. I will not touch the screen until I've had 3 sips of water. It has to be so easy you cannot fail.
Okay, I can do that. And the third part?
The new boundary. This is the hard stop. For this example, I will not look at my phone screen until 7:30 a.m. It's a firewall for the old trigger.
Got it. Then we move into phase 2.
Phase 2, install and run. Days 5 through 12, this is pure implementation. You just run that ridiculously small new behavior every single day.
And there's a neurochemical reason this works.
Yes.
Yeah.
Every time you successfully complete that tiny task, your brain releases success chemicals. You're building a new neural pathway that whispers, hey, I did it. See, success is easy.
So we're retraining the brain to associate a small positive action with a good feeling instead of associating escape with relief.
You're changing the default setting. And when that old trigger inevitably pops up, that urge to just grab the phone, you use your new boundary immediately. No negotiation.
That's the hard part, isn't it? Not the action, but stopping that internal debate before it starts.
It is. That little debate is the old code fighting for its life. The boundary is your defense. The old code says, just check one email. Your boundary code replies, 7:30 a.m., end of discussion.
And finally, phase 3, to lock it all in.
Evaluate and lock, days 13 and 14. Day 13 is for reviewing. If you missed a day, your new behavior was probably too big. You just break it down even smaller for the next day. No big deal.
And day 14.
That's the confirmation. You choose one new, slightly larger step for the next 24 hours. Just to prove to your brain the new code is stable. So maybe now you put the phone in the kitchen, not just outside the door. You're testing the system.
This whole process, it sounds like a way to use our own brain's wiring for us, instead of just relying on willpower, which we know runs out by 3 p.m.
That's the core takeaway. This isn't about fleeting motivation. It's about engineering. It's about going back and fixing the operating system. Willpower is finite. A well-written code runs on its own.
And when you change that fundamental code, you stop having to try so hard to be a better version of yourself. Your default settings are finally serving you. You just become that person.
And think about this as you start your 14 days. Your goal is not to fix your whole life. Your goal is to find the one master code.
The one central bug.
The single bug that's causing the most widespread errors, whether that's the perfectionism loop or the fear of abandonment loop.
Because once that single master bug is fixed, everything else, love, work, health, starts to improve naturally. It's a positive domino effect.
So identify your code, write your new boundaries, and start engineering your life today.
Thank you for joining us for this deep dive. We encourage you to start debugging your life loops right now.